Hello coders, welcome to the Code Kul. My name is Aniruddha. So this is the last video tutorial on the fragments. So we have covered in detail fragment in last 4 videos. So this would be the last video on the fragments. We'll see a simple application. So what's that? So let me open the app. Fragments. Can you find this? So photo of the Captain America. If I tap on the Tony, it would show you Tony Stark, that is a Iron Man. If I tap on the Hulk, it will show you Hulk image. So this thing we have achieved using the fragment. So this is one fragment and this is another fragment. So two fragments are there. Let's see the flow of application. So here is a set content view, and set content view means this is a activity layout. Inside this activity layout you may find two fragments or two frame layouts. Into these two frame layouts your actual fragments are going to be get loaded, means image fragment and the bottom fragment. So these two fragments would be getting loaded over here. Here I have written one method which is nothing but the run fragment transaction. So this is our earlier method. I have overloaded the method with two parameters. First parameter is container and second parameter is the fragment. See what you are going to do over here. Everything is same like this, just you have given here rigid id and only one fragment, that is a my fragment. Instead of that I have created one method run fragment transaction which would be accepting two parameters. See here you are going to provide the container id and here you are going to provide the actual fragment. So in the same manner what I did, run fragment transaction into which container, into the frame container. Now what is a frame container? See where image is going to get loaded, that is nothing but the frame container. If I make like this, sorry, so here I cannot make anything, so because this is simple container. So but make sure that this central one is the frame container and the bottom one is the frame bottom and the frame container. These are the two IDs. So if you check at the main activity, first it is going to load the image with the Captain America, and that's why when you open the application for the first time you see Captain America because you have written the code over here. So at a very first time in the on create of the activity you are going to load the Captain America and these two buttons. Just tap on this you would be getting some output like this. Okay, so this is about the image fragment method, image fragment which is extending to the fragment. Then you have written the get instance method of this fragment. To this get instance you have provided one image. Here you created the image fragment, new image fragment, then you created the bundle, right? And that bundle you have assigned as arguments to the image fragment, means this class. So after that you have created show avenger method. So I have created one method which is nothing but the show avenger. So what it is going to do is that it is going to simply call get arguments. The arguments you are going to pass over here, or more precisely the data you are going to pass at the time of instantiation of the fragment, that would be going into the bundle object, and from the bundle object you are fetching that data by the call get argument. So you are checking if bundle is not equals to null, then you are fetching this int from that bundle. See bundle dot get int. See I am writing the inline code which is more preferable and which is more efficient. You need to write the inline code instead of creating the variables at the class level. So this would be very easier to understand, or it is a completely declarative likewise. Okay, so show avenger method you are going to call. So first time it shows the Captain America because of this call, right? Okay, then in the bottom fragment, so the frame container whose ID is the bottom, into that fragment you are loading what? You are loading this UI or this fragment. Into that container you are loading this fragment which would be having only two buttons. One ID is BT and Tony and another ID is BT and Hulk. Let's go to the bottom fragment, and to the bottom fragment I have created one method which is nothing but the init buttons. To that init buttons I have passed this root view. So we have accumulated the inflated layout into the root view, and after having that thing, you just have provided the click listeners to the BTN Tony and the BTN Hulk. See what you did? You have simply called one method on both the clicks, right? You have called same method on the both the clicks. So in the resource folder I have this thing. So we have one drawable folder over here. See, images, source, main, resources, drawable. So I have already taken these three images, Captain, Hulk and the Tony. These three images are in the drawable resource. So what you are doing, change Avenger. If you are going to call the Tony, then you are going to call the change Avenger method with this thing. If you are going to call on the Hulk, change Avenger with the Hulk ID, Hulk drawable ID. Okay, see the change Avenger method. What is the change Avenger method? So this much is the get activity. You are going to get the parent activity, go to your main activity, and this method you are calling into the fragment. So you are calling this method into the fragment. How? Every fragment knows its parent or its host. More precisely, every fragment knows its host by the call get activity. So get activity will give you the object of activity. You're typecasting to the main activity, so this much becomes the object of main activity, and on that object you are calling run fragment transaction. So means what you are doing, on the every click of the Tony, and the Hulk, you are running the fragment transaction. So these are nothing but the fragment transactions. Remember that on the every click you are calling the fragment transaction. See this. So here change Avenger, you are getting this image, and you are calling this image over here. So what you have written, just show Avenger and set image resource. So you got the image view by find view by ID, you got the image view and set image resource, which is a standard method on the image view, and output of this whole and soul code is this, right? I'm putting this code on the GitHub, so you would be getting GitHub link in the description. So this is how Fragment works. So very simple application we have created. You can make any application, any difficult application using the Fragment, and use of the Fragment is more recommended way. So that would be the recommendation from the Android team. If you need any, if you get any questions, if you have any doubt, please put on the comment section of this video. I would be replying your doubts. Thanks for hearing and listening the codecast from the Code Cool. Thanks a lot once again.